A gorgeous day in Durham, North Carolina. Boston College comes calling against the Duke Blue Devils, and Duke wins big. The final was 89-68. This was one of those games where Boston College seemed to get out of the blocks okay, and all of a sudden, two big runs by Duke just changed the entire atmosphere. A 12-0 run, then a 9-0 run, and Duke took control.
And we talked about in our keys for Boston College, they had to do some damage control, understanding that when Duke got off to one of those runs, slow things down, make sure they got a quality shot, and they were unable to do that in both of those stretches. And really, this game was over in the first half once Duke went through those stretches.
Let's look at the big picture now. What do you see in Duke as we head toward tournament time? They get their 11th win. They're 11-3 in the conference.
Well, I see the maturity that they took on today, of course, to come in and beat a team that they were supposed to do. I mean, the team they were supposed to be and do the things they were supposed to do in order to do that. The energy, the effort, the experience that their guys like Rasheed Sulaimon, Emil Jefferson are starting to be productive in this system is really starting to help them, and they're growing as a team. And if they're able to get Ryan Kelly back, then they can go that much further.
Just so you know, they say Kelly will be back by the end of the regular season. Sulaimon came up big today, 27 points for Duke.
And he was providing offensive punch on a number of areas, shooting the ball very well from behind the three-point line. And he also got it going to the basket, and not only for himself, but involved his teammates off of his penetration. But most importantly is what he did defensively.
Mason Plumlee, he had 19.
And Mason Plumlee ran the floor extremely well early in the game, getting transition opportunities, and then using his improved ball handling ability to be able to finish at the rim.
Plumlee with a double-double today. Jefferson had 14 points.
And Emil Jefferson benefited from the penetration, not only from Rasheed Sulaimon, but from Mason Plumlee and the other big guys sharing the ball on the inside. And Emil Jefferson becoming one of those guys now that Duke has started to depend on for positive production, especially while Brian Kelly is out. But when they get him back, now these guys have gained valuable experience.
Then Curry had 11 and Cook had 12. You expect them to have points, but 5 guys in double figures for Duke. Now, the other side, Boston College. This is a young team that's just maturing, just growing up. Steve Donahue gives them a lot of energy. They came in, they were coming off some wins. They were suddenly surging, and all of a sudden, what did you see here today?
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw here. Having to come into Cameron Indoor Stadium is a tough task anyway, but when you have a freshman that you rely on so much, as Boston College relies on Olivier Hanlon, he has to have an excellent game in order for you to be successful, and he did not do that. A lot of that had to do with the fact that he was number one on the scouting report for Duke. They knew they had to slow him down, and they did just that, especially behind Rasheed Sulaimon.
Well, turnovers were a big key for Boston College early. They had a couple of guys disqualified by personal fouls. You see, they shot only 49% from the field. When you look at these stats, what do you see, Corey?
Well, you look at Duke's field goal percentage, 54%, and then they scored 36 points in the paint. It makes it difficult to beat any team, especially when you're at their place, who shoots the ball that well.
Boston College looking down the rest of the slate as they head to the tournament. Well, it's a team that continues to grow. Once again here at Cameron Indoor Stadium, 89-68, the Duke Blue Devils with the big win over the Eagles.
If you attended the Boston College Duke game on February 24th and received an ACC Digital Network watch and win card, the winning number is 07599. Check out the ACC.com/trophy tour for details about our next stop.